This is Ben, Liam and Belle on Nova.
Well, g'day there, podcaster.
Yeah, welcome to Shein Hole. Very incriminating episode for you, Belle. I'd imagine you wouldn't even want this episode up. You'd probably want to pull it down, wouldn't you?
I don't want to talk about it too much because then it kind of
that's
spoils
it.
the fun.
That's
Well, we
it.
already did it on air, so yeah, it's out there now.
Yeah. Fun show today, though. I think show of the week so far.
Yeah, no, it was good.
There was some fun
good.
bits in it. Yeah.
Some interesting bits, some darker bits.
Yes, yes. Death, also a topic in this one.
We laughed, we learnt. We didn't cry, though.
No.
Do you need me to cry now?
Can you
Yeah,
cry?
if you
can
can
you
cry
cry
on demand, yeah.
No, I can't.
Okay, well.
Wait, hang on. No,
What were you thinking about to try and cry?
you guys firing me.
We do have the power to do that.
Our fingers are always over that button. Enjoy.
Well, g'day there, Melbourne. Got a big show coming up for you this morning. We're going to be opening up the Forbidden Folder.
Also, we have a secret recording of someone on this team, and it doesn't look good on them. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder who that could be.
Well, it's not me.
I mean, obviously, I'm saying it, so it can't be me.
Wow, I wonder. Well, clearly me.
If you want to hear a secret recording of Belle Jackson at her most vulnerable, well, then
Hang
keep
on.
listening.
Are
Does
you-
it breach? Like, am I going to need a lawyer for
I
this?
don't think you're going to need a lawyer, but you might need like a PR team because people will think different. You know what I mean? Like people will think differently of you, I reckon.
For great deals and cheeky getaways, whatif.com has just the place.
A winter hideaway is great, but bring on spring.
Jump on the What If app to book hotels, apartments, holiday rentals and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Gang, let's turn our keys. And open up the Forbidden Folder. This is where we keep all the ideas that the boss has said no to in the past, just because it's not right for breakfast radio, too morbid, too dark, X-rated. I don't know.
Undeniably interesting to talk about.
Yeah. And sometimes they're a little on the line. I think this one is like, it's just interesting. I mean, it's just part of life.
Mm-hmm.
13/24/10. Do you work in a morgue? You know, I suppose it's like, you know, everyone's going to end up in one at some point.
Like you said, Liam, it's part of life.
It's part of life, but it's like, it's definitely interesting, like what happens after, you know what I mean? Or like just that job, like how do you get into that line of work? Do you listen to music in there? Like, do you have a bit of a laugh? Like, do you still have like fun at work? Are you desensitized to it at all?
I think it's a part of death that we often skip over where you think, you know, oh, well, when I'm on my deathbed and this will happen and my family,
Funeral,
hopefully,
yep.
Funeral, and then I'm in the ground.
Yeah, there's that that week in between, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah. What happens there?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We've got a lot of questions. Danielle joins us now. You're a mortuary worker, is that right?
Yes, hello.
Right. And how long have you been doing it for?
I started in 2008.
Right. And
Oh,
so
wow.
is this something that you wanted to do after school, or were you doing like, I know a lot of people do like human movement or whatever at uni. Did you just sort of just like fall into it? Like, how do you get into this interesting line of work?
Yeah, I always had like an interest in sort of forensics and anatomy and things. And I remember watching a documentary on ancient Egyptians
Yeah.
and just about the afterlife and death. And it just sort of escalated from there. And that was when I was around the age of 13.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, pretty much I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to work with deceased. And then it just, went on from there with my passion for anatomy and forensics.
Danielle, kind of dumb question, but what is your main job? Are you cleaning the bodies? Do you just store them? What do you do?
So my role is a senior forensic technical officer.
Mm-hmm.
My role is to supervise the staff in the mortuary on a daily basis,
Mm-hmm.
and then also provide assistance to the forensic pathologists. I perform the actual autopsy of the deceased, so I
Whoa.
eviscerate the body.
Yep.
So basically my job is to remove all the organs for
Mm-hmm.
the forensic pathologist to dissect. We take all the toxicology and any microbiology samples that are required. And then we also reconstruct the deceased and clean them up for when they're released to the funeral director.
Whoa. And Danielle-
Do you feel like because you're doing that job, you become a little bit desensitized to it all?
A little bit, but you do have your moments. There
Yeah.
could be like some triggering cases.
Yeah.
But the team's really well. We all support each other, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's a really good work environment that we have here at Griffin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because obviously you got to have a strong stomach. I mean, this sort of seems like a silly question, but you in the movies, it's very steel and it's all very like cold environment. But are you still like? Do you like enjoy your work? Like you and your colleagues are still chatting about your weekend and whatnot. I suppose you've still got to be humans, right? While you're doing like a pretty bleak job.
Yeah, absolutely. We listen to music when we're cleaning the mortuary at the end of the day.
You have
Once all
like
the-
a playlist going.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right.
We have fun, like, we all chat, play at lunchtime, and things like that. So,
Is it very cold? Because I imagine it has to be cold for the body. So is it always cold?
We do go in and out of the fridges a lot,
Uh-huh.
so you can get quite cold, but
Uh-huh.
the mortuary is the normal sort of temperature,
Mhm.
like any office. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's a good place
You
to
still,
work.
you still having Christmas parties?
Yeah, we have Christmas parties, work functions,
Yeah.
mortuary
it's a
meetups
normal
and
workplace.
things like that.
Oh, it's
Normal
just
workplace.
fascinating. Like I've never spoken to someone. You know what I mean? Like if someone told me at a party that this is what they do for work,
Yeah.
I would literally be talking
What-
to them for like an hour.
There's a situation for you, Danielle. So if you're at a party, which I'm sure you go to all the time, and someone's chatting to you and you mention what you do, what's the most common question you get asked when you say what you do?
All the questions you're asking me now.
Yeah.
People talk to me
We're
for
pretty
hours.
basic, Danielle. We're pretty basic.
People go, but do you like have Christmas parties though? But like,
Do you play music?
do you still like enjoy Christmas even though people have died? Like, can you do that?
Danielle, that
Yeah,
was
so-
truly insightful.
So fascinating. This is what we love about the Forbidden Folder. We've got another call here from Brad. Are you in the same line of work, mate? Do you work in a morgue?
Absolutely not. No,
Okay.
I do security for a living.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Okay. And so,
Yeah, put
so
him there.
what have you... what have
you trust me?
What have you called for?
Mate, I've got some very interesting information about the MCG, in fact.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yep. Many people don't actually know this, but the MCG houses its own morgue.
Seriously?
Yep, absolutely. And I have it on good authority as doing one of those MCG tours. You know those ones? You go around the ground and museum and all that.
Yeah.
And I just happened to drop a question saying, is there any information about the MCG you don't normally give out? I was sort of off to the side with one of the tour operators.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, in actual fact, we have our own morgue because believe it or not, at any time, we could have anybody dying on us and we need somewhere to put them.
I guess that makes sense because
right,
there's
yeah.
so many people there all the time.
And Carlton's form for 10 games this year, that was in the morgue there.
Oh, okay.
No, we like to have fun. We like to have fun. They're still going to Christmas parties. They're working in there. You need to be normal about this sort of stuff.
Brad, that's an amazing tip-off. As your reward, we'll give you 6 bottles of wine.
Thanks for the tip-off, Brad.
Wasn't that fascinating?
Yeah. Oh, I love the Forbidden Folder.
I didn't ask Danielle, but do you obviously in science class and stuff, like when you'd have a frog, you'd like play around with it. Sure, they wouldn't be doing that with the bodies, would they?
No, Ben, they're not.
No,
and also,
I'm also glad you didn't ask that. I feel like that's quite an offensive question.
Well, that's why I didn't ask it, guys.
Have you seen all the Doja Cat hysteria this week?
There has been a lot of Doja Cat drama.
Ben and Belle, she's lost a few 100,000 followers after she told her fans to get off their phone and get a real life. And when they complained about that, she started fighting her fans in the Instagram comments. It's so funny.
this is opposite to what you'd normally see. You know, you've got your Lady Gagas of the world.
People are like, I
saying-
love my fans. And they have there's names like Swifties and they give their fans names and that sort of stuff. But I mean, pun intended, Doja Cat is a bit of a weird cat. Remember that time she was on the red carpet and she had all the diamantes on her and they were trying to ask her a question and she was responding only as a cat,
Yes.
just meowing.
Yeah,
Have
for the
you
Met
got
Gala.
Have you got the transcript of how the
Yeah.
conversation on Twitter went down?
Yeah, so she, people are like, why would you say this? And she's like, my life, my rules, my style, my attitude. Just kind of
Yeah,
cool.
okay.
Cool. That's kind of gangster, I suppose. And then one of her fans said, I want to hear you say, I do love you guys, like you usually do to your fans. And she commented back, I don't, because I don't even know y'all. And then they said, please, we've been through thick and thin with you, Doja. You'd be nothing without us, which is true because,
Yes.
like, yeah, she'd probably be happily making music, but she wouldn't be a big deal if no one supported her and like
The
liked
label
her.
wouldn't. The label wouldn't keep pushing
100%.
her. If
Like
they
you got to
said we got. Yeah.
respect the people who are like listening to your music,
Yeah.
but obviously not because Doja Cat said, "Nobody forced you to. I don't know why you're all talking to me like my mum, bitch. You sound like a crazy person." And the fans like, "No, Doja, please." They're putting crying emojis and stuff.
I must admit, I get where Doja's coming from.
No
like
way.
she's saying like, nobody asked you to be a fan of me. Like you just are.
Yeah,
a fan
I know,
of me.
but like you should, if they are, you should at least respect
She doesn't
those
have to do
people.
anything. She can do whatever she wants.
The reason that she has a roof over her head
Yes.
is because of these people.
No,
She can't
she
turn around
never
and say
she
no.
never pleaded with people to be a fan. She just started making music and people liked it.
Yeah, but she's gonna not have.
And
a
then
job.
having fans was a byproduct of having good music.
To be fair, don't call like, you know, a 13-year-old with a fan page of you a little bitch. Do you know what I mean? That's probably just rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Charlie XCX, the artist, she also tweeted, "Doja so grumpy," which I would tend to agree with.
Yeah.
She does seem to be a grumpy person.
It's 610. Hallelujah, it's 610.
Always a little bit of personal satisfaction
Oh,
when we do
yeah.
the 610 quiz and it's actually 610.
Yeah.
on the dot.
On the dot as well.
Alison from Box Hill. Are you an Ally? Is that what you go by?
I do.
All
Alan,
right.
Allie.
Well, you'll be Ally on this show. You're a friend of ours if
Sounds
you're
good.
calling up. 5 questions in front of us. If you get them all right, you're heading along potentially to the Meg 2. So, good incentive. Did you just fart there, Alison? Did you just drop your guts? What was that
Sorry?
sound? No, did you? What was that little sound
There's
there?
definitely a
Sounded
noise.
like you farted.
It sounded like you
Alison.
farted. Now you're trying to cover it up.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Groggy guts, Ally. You drank your coffee too fast this morning, did you?
We're all friends
I'm
here.
wondering what Belle did yesterday.
Oh yeah, the audio.
Oh,
yeah, you're
yeah.
gonna hear that at 8 a.m.
Yeah, you'll have to stay
hang
tuned
tight,
for that.
Alison. It's not a fart.
Hey, Buddy Franklin is set to play another season now after hinting he wouldn't be. What footy team does Buddy play for?
Sydney Swans.
That he does. Spotify have hiked their prices up a few bucks a month, which is annoying. Can you name a music streaming service that isn't Spotify?
Apple Music.
Yes, but of course, you just use the Nova Player app. Anyway, Nick Kyrgios has gotten a full back tattoo of Pokemon. Can you name one Pokemon other than Pikachu?
Oh. No, I can't.
You can't name any Pokemon, Alison.
No.
I must admit, even if you do name one, like Ben's gonna have to confirm or deny because
Yeah.
Belle and I know nothing on Pokemon.
Can you
Still not
do
the
you
only
do
one.
you can
Who
you
knows
like can you
Pokemon?
visualize any Pokemon? I can kind of help you. Can you see one in your head?
They're just funny looking characters, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for playing, Alison.
Oh, thank you.
Haley, Gordon, can you name a Pokemon other than Pikachu?
Yes, I can. I'm going to go with Bulbasaur.
Very good starter Pokemon, Haley. Hey, do you know if you've got Charmander, right? Do you know what Charmander's final evolution is? The big one, the big
No, I'm
the
not.
big
no,
orange
I'm
one.
not too sure.
No, you don't know. Charizard was the answer I was looking for.
See, Haley, that was the original question that we had in the quiz, and I
Wait.
said no one is going to know that.
He was like, oh, of course they would. And I'm like, not everyone knows.
The final evolution of Charmander, obviously.
It was like, there was,
What?
were you talking about that fume that you get when you mix two of them together or something?
What?
You were talking about something that you get when you put them on top of each other or
All right,
something?
enough Pokemon.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What was that thing that you said that you get, like the smoke?
What
I
do
don't
you
know.
get with the smoke?
You were talking about it with the guys this morning, the Pokemon thing, Ben.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, whatever.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
You were talking about it like an hour ago.
Sorry to disappoint
This
you.
proves how little we know about Pokemon.
Anyway, the thing with the smoke. Let's move on, Haley. Matt Damon said kissing Scarlett Johansson in a movie was gross because she had just eaten an onion sandwich. What mythical creature is like an onion? They both have layers.
I'm not sure.
Have you ever seen the movie Shrek?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
What's Shrek?
Oh, is it an ogre?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
very good.
Sometimes I feel like we're primary school teachers when we're like, good, and what is Shrek, the big green guy in the swamp?
Sound it out.
Yeah, let's clap the syllables. Okay, last one here, Hayley. John Farnham happily is cancer-free. Can you finish these lyrics? Well, guess what? You are going to see the world's favourite Brit, Jason Statham, tackle a megalodon shark in the oceans in Meg 2, The Trench. Congratulations.
You also get to choose the next song we play this morning, Hayley. So, do you want to hear Galantis?
Or are you feeling a little Sugar Ray?
Every morning there's a heartache hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed.
What are you vibing?
I'm going to go with Sugar Ray.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
I think Galantis is going the way of Fergie, in my opinion.
Yeah. I reckon the tarp will be rolled out by the end of the week. God only knows.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. I know it's not mine, but I'll see if I can use it for the weekend or a one-night stand.
I think we need to play an impromptu game of Pop or Not. If you joined us merely 10 minutes ago, you would have heard us chatting with a lovely woman, Ali, from Box Hill. And it did seem to us at the time that she may have farted down the phone line and then tried to just go quiet and cover things up. And lucky, because we have a lot of high-tech audio recording devices around us, we can actually enhance and listen back at that exact moment.
Now, we haven't heard it yet. We wanted to do this as a team.
Yeah.
We've got the audio.
Yeah.
Between us, we have to decide, was it a pop or not?
Well, my initial thoughts were pop, but of course, these days it's VAR. It's sometimes you've got to send it to the booth, and you've got to get the officials to really break things down and have a closer look.
I'm excited to hear it again. For me, in the moment, I think it was her reaction to it that made me believe it more, because she kind of tried to deny it.
I see what you're saying, Ben. And of course, as every game of Pop or Not goes, it will have to be a majority rules basis.
Yep.
If to rule in the favour that she did pop, it's officially on the
a pop.
record as a pop. And we'll strike from the record. It never happened if two of us don't agree.
All right, let's have a listen. So this is Ali a mere 10 minutes ago.
You're heading along potentially to the Meg 2. So, good incentive. Did you just fart? I mean, the evidence is pretty damning, isn't it? It's hard to...
All right, can we isolate that?
So... So...
What
But
else
she
could that
also,
be?
was her reaction, to seeing the Meg? Or was it to the sound? Because
yes,
after that,
yeah.
she goes, ooh.
I think she was excited to be going to the Meg.
Yes.
And in that moment,
She released.
She
There's
released.
somewhat of a release, knowing that she could be going
People
to the
do
Meg 2.
get that excited to see the Meg.
Ben and Belle, I'll have the first say on this. I'm saying pop.
Belle?
I don't know. I think she's a lady. And she did deny it.
Okay.
I'm
You're
going to
saying
say
not?
not a pop.
All right.
Pop. Okay. I mean, Ben, it comes down to you, as we said. Majority rules here. I'm sure Ali is listening with bated breath.
Of course that's a pop. She popped!
You're going to Sydney, Ali! You farted on the radio. Touchdown! Belle, one of the things I admire about you is that you try and do the right thing in the world. You have strong morals. You don't eat meat. Recently you said you wanted a vegetarian wedding. Ben and I had a bone to pick with that. You're big on recycling and looking after the environment. You hate waste. You love op shopping because you don't like fast fashion. One of the things I don't admire about you is that sometimes those morals are flimsy. And I think Ben would agree.
I think you can be hypocritical at times.
We have on good authority that over the weekend you fell into a self-claimed Shein Hole.
Yes.
So,
did.
for people who don't know, Shein, probably the worst perpetrator of fast fashion on earth, known for their horrible working conditions overseas. And because of that...
There's a reason their clothes are so cheap.
It's $2.50 a top.
Yeah.
So there's a problem. Someone's losing out there when it's $2.50 a top. How many tops did you buy, Belle?
I think I got 4. I had a few shardies, and I was just having a great Saturday. And I was home and I was sitting on the couch, and I just kind of happened.
So you're saying you were under the influence, and that's why you got stuck in a Shein hole.
Yeah, they did that. It came up on my Insta feed, and I was like, oh, that is a good top.
So if you weren't under the influence, you're saying you wouldn't support Shein?
I slipped.
You slipped? Okay, well, that's interesting because, some would argue that, perhaps when money's involved, that's when one's morals can be left at the door. That's why Ben and I wrote a fake Shein ad that was put in front of you.
It all makes sense now, doesn't it?
After the show yesterday.
Well, Belle, why don't you explain what's happened?
You didn't bat an eyelid when you were reading that script supporting Shein, did you? Should we listen to the ad? Should we do it?
It's so obvious now that I think about it.
Breaking news, Melbourne. The biggest sale ever has gone live.
That's right, Ben. Shein's weekly deals are now offering up to 90% off on selected products. That's 90% off the latest trending fashion and cosmetic products. It's basically free.
All right, Belle, you have my attention. What's the catch?
There is none. Shein offers the latest trends, all sustainably and ethically sourced. From the most iconic Aussie brands to your door in just 48 hours from order.
So it's 90% off and 48-hour delivery? How do they do it?
That's just the Shein magic, Ben. See it for yourself and enjoy 90% off the latest trends at au.shein.com.
Belle, is your brain connected to your mouth? Did you understand what you were saying at all? I just did the math on that. Your top would have been 25 cents if it was 90% off.
It's so cheap. How do they do it?
That's just the Shein magic.
It's so obvious now that I look at it. I did think, wow, it's incredible that we got Shein on as a client.
It's like people hate what
really
they're doing in the world.
You claim to hate what they're doing in the world.
I know, and I do.
But you
I
don't.
fell in a Shein hole and I'm still in it, maybe. I haven't climbed out fully yet.
Good stuff. Anyway, thanks for playing along, Belle. And we do have to jump into a song as well because we've got some Australian lamb and Mortine bug spray ads for you to read, which I'm sure you won't have a problem with, as we've just learned. So, yeah, we best. No, you want that Mortine money, trust me.
Did you get a good payment for being the face of 4 and 20 meat pies?
No, come on, I'm not.
Hi, I'm Belle, notorious carnivore and supporter of Shein.
Call now for tickets to SeaWorld.
Yes. Have you ever wanted to see a whale stuck in a swimming pool? It's been there for 40 years. It's hilarious. Come laugh at it.
That's me.
I'm Belle Jackson and I endorse SeaWorld.
Don't misquote me.
Yeah, the real Belle Jackson revealed this morning on Nova 100. Big protester of all things right in the world, doesn't eat meat, looks after the environment, op shops because she doesn't like fast fashion. Well, turns out she spent the whole weekend on Shein.com, which is...
that's an exaggeration.
If you don't know what Shein is, so Shein is it's a clothing website. It's the epitome of fast fashion.
It's like literally, it's like $2.50 for a top, and it's because there's such poor labour conditions, and it's like it's kind of like everything wrong with the world. It's the Western world benefiting from the poor other side.
Yes, but I do my bit, and then
you don't get to do your bit. You don't get to just
happens-
murder someone every now and then because most of the time you don't. You know what I mean?
Belle, what you're going through is totally normal. You're feeling Shein shame.
You
and
got
that's
Shein
okay.
shame.
You got Shein shame.
You got Shein shame.
They got me.
Can we Shane Bell her?
slipped.
Shame.
Shame.
Shein shame.
Shame.
I
Shein
take
shame.
it. I accept.
Cool, you do have to accept it. Especially because we put a fake ad from Shein in front of you yesterday and you read it without blinking an eyelid saying it's all 100% ethically sourced.
I thought they'd changed their ways.
You didn't think to question it at all? No, obviously not.
You know what, Belle? Even though we are beating you up for this, I must admit I have also felt the Shein shame.
Shame.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
and you
can you shame?
you can shame me.
Shame.
So So I've got a heavily pregnant wife, and I wanted her to feel good about herself, and so I bought her some lingerie.
That's right, Ben. I remember this.
And so I Googled maternity lingerie, and lots of different things came up. And then there was one website that was doing it for incredibly cheap. I was like, wow!
Bloody hell, what a great deal!
I can get 3 pieces for $15. That's unbelievable.
How are they doing this?
And then, it turns out I was on the website Shein. And then after I felt bad, but geez, the value is unbelievable.
And then she Shein shamed you, right? Like instead of being like, oh, that's nice, you got some lingerie.
Yep.
For me, she went, oh my God, is this from a Shein?
Yeah.
But I feel like we've all got sucked into the Shein hole
I
a little bit
haven't.
sometimes. You will. Your day will come.
No, not me. I don't feel the shame. I'm
Liam.
shameless.
Look at this.
Bloody hell, that is cheap.
It's bloody cheap, isn't
We're
it?
paying twice as much for that top.
Look, one of my good friends, she fell into it a few weeks ago. I remember I caught up with her and I said, "Wow, I really like your top. Where's it from?" And she pulled me aside and said, "It's from Shein."
Shame. If you have Shein Shame, if you're using the website, the worst perpetrator for fast fashion, if you look, I think the only way you can be forgiven is if you come clean.
Yep.
If you come to the altar this morning and say, "Look, I've wronged. I will continue to be better in the past."
And you're right, Liam. This is a confessional. This is if you've got a guilty conscience, if you've got a heavy burden on your soul, you're going to feel better after you've admitted it, okay?
Please repent for your sins this morning. There could be something in it for you.
A Shein voucher. No.
If you're feeling Shein Shame, 13 24 10, give Ben, myself, and Belle a call.
And if you admit to feeling Shein Shame, this is a bit of a confessional, you're going to get it off your conscience.
Yeah. Cherie from Mornington, you have something that you'd like to confess to us?
I have Shein Shame.
Oh, Cherie.
Shame.
What did you do?
I'm actually waiting for a delivery this week from Shein.
How much did you spend? $13 or something?
I think it was about 45.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a whole wardrobe from Shein. Gee. And is that your first offence?
No, unfortunately not. And I don't tell many people. Obviously, my daughter knows. I did mention once at work when I had a dress on, someone said, "That's a really lovely dress." And I said that it was from Shein, and I got shamed.
That's should, Cherie. You shouldn't be doing
here
it.
you are, waiting for another delivery this week. Cherie, look, how about we both pledge like this is...
Please. Yeah,
We're done.
I like the idea of checking in with you, Cherie. Maybe we could give you your 1 week chip of not using Shein. Beth, last night, surely not.
Yes, I have Shein Shame.
A midweek visit. Wow.
Come on. I mean, you surely got better things to do on Tuesday night than profit from slave labour.
Well, I'm a nurse, so it was pre-going to work.
A morning visit. Okay.
Yeah. What happens, Beth? Is it like you're just kind of curious and you just go onto the homepage and then you get sucked in?
Look, I am a festival goer, so you can obviously get very cheap outfits on there, and I've got one coming up in October, and I tried to steer away, but it's hard. It's really hard. I have Shein Shame.
Honestly, I get it, Beth. I get it.
Beth, what did your festival outfit cost?
$25.
Yes, that's a problem. When you're spending $150 on the festival itself, probably $200 on drinks on the day, and $20 on your Guernsey.
Beth, thanks for calling and admitting.
Yeah, thanks, Beth. Jess in Wheelers Hill, good morning. Tell us what happened.
Good morning. I have Shein Shame. I have a lot of Shein Shame.
We're getting so many calls for this.
Honestly, every time someone hangs up, more people are calling through. This is problematic.
What happened?
I am a larger lady, and you know what? I'm not speaking for all of us cuddly folk, but we just get so sick of everything in the stores having Je t'aime written on it, or like an anchor or some dumb stuff, that I got sucked in just once. They just had cute shirts, and I thought I'll just buy one. Because during lockdown, I just wanted to look pretty and not like I was, going sailing. And I get complimented all the time.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? That feeds the addiction. When someone's going, "Gee, you look good, Jess," and you're like, "Oh no, I'm going to have to buy more stuff from Shein."
My worry here, just pulling down the fourth wall a little bit, is my worry is, we're just doing a massive ad for
Yes,
Shein.
Please don't.
Everyone's,
Can we
everyone's
just-
going
yeah.
like, oh my God, I get so
No,
many
but
compliments.
it's shameful.
It's like reverse
shameful.
psychology, but we're not like this. A, this isn't sponsored, and B, like it's
Yeah.
it could actually come and get us
It's
back.
it's
like,
detrimental. It's like if you go to the gym and then all of a sudden you're way more muscly and you're using steroids. It's like you probably shouldn't be doing it. Like, just, do you know what I mean? Like, it's bad in the long run.
Well, Jess, thank you for calling up and admitting your Shein shame.
Isabel, wrap this up for us. Shein Shame, what's happening?
I don't have Shein shame, but this isn't Belle's first time. When I met her back in March at your Weirdest Laugh show,
Yeah.
I asked her where her top was from.
Yes.
And she had a really guilty look on her face, and she said, from Shein.
I do
You're
remember that,
telling
Isabel.
us
I do remember
that
that.
you have met us at a Nova listener event, and Belle was actively promoting Shein back then.
I was not actively
at the start of the
promoting.
How deep does this go?
But-
What are you wearing right now? Where's that hoodie from? Is that from Shein? Are you wearing Shein leggings?
What I will say, Isabel, is like you liked it. You liked the top. It's a nice top.
This is unbelievable. How deep does this go? Look, Isabel, thank you very much for dobbing in Belle. Kayla in Altona, you might be the biggest sinner of them all, Kayla.
I have the biggest Shein shame ever, but I'm actually not shameful about it.
No.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's kind of going against the grain. I don't think we can forgive that.
Okay.
But before I shame you with the Belle, Kayla, can you explain yourself?
I don't even know when I actually came across this, but it's probably been about 3 years now. Done multiple orders and really have only come across maybe 4 or 5 items that I've actually not liked and just given them away to other people. My recent purchase was about $300, and I think I got about 30 items. No. Maybe 40 items because I went on my honeymoon to Vegas and I had no summer clothes.
So if you've got enough money to go to Vegas, you'd think you could probably just get some T-shirts that aren't fast fashion, right?
No T-shirts, mini dresses, cool things that no one really wears because, they're a bit
Shame.
So, Kayla, if you did the $300 purchase in like one go, what does that look like when it rocks up?
A big, large white package that makes me smile.
But Kayla,
You are evil.
You realise, though, the conditions that those clothes are made in, yes?
It's bad.
Absolutely, but... Well, not absolutely. I've heard a couple of things. But in that instance, if people do not purchase, those people are not hitting their...
that's not how you spin it. That's not how you can spin it in your head.
Don't die on that hill, Kayla. Shame. Get out of here. Shame. Feel the Shein shame.
Shame.
Wow, I guess if you don't buy it, it's all for nothing.
If I don't buy it, they're going to not have a job. Oh, my God,
come
Kayla.
on, man.
Kayla, wow.
I reckon we kick into baby name bingo.
Oh, yes. We haven't done baby name bingo yet this week. There's also a sub-game that we could also play. Obviously, baby name bingo is where you try and guess the name of my unborn son.
Because, Ben, you and your wife, Sam, are expecting a baby anytime now. I mean, it's due Saturday. I mean, we've been expecting it the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, so 39 weeks and 4 days today. So it feels like we're a broken record. We keep saying could be any day now, but nothing you can do except for wait.
What's the sub game of baby name bingo?
Well, sub name was my sister messaged me last night, and she said, so my sister and her husband Scott, and they've got 4 boys, so they got like a footy team. And she said at the dinner table tonight, we're all taking bets on the date that he's going to be born.
Yes.
So obviously there's the name, but then there's the date. So they were all saying like the 30th and the 1st and the 2nd. They all had their days picked out.
Yeah.
So that's like a sub game you could play. But if you want to try and guess the name of my unborn son, 13 24 10 is our number. You pick the name, you get to lock that name away, and then when the baby's born and I announce the name, if it's the name that you picked, you're walking away with $1,000 courtesy of Nova. As simple as that. So 13 24 10. Start calling if you think you know the name of my unborn son.
As a once-off offer, will we offer potentially $50,000 if someone can get the trifecta, both middle names and the name?
and the day.
And the day.
And the day, yeah. Yeah, if you want to put a Moldy on, I'm here for it, yeah.
What's his name? What's his name? They Ben's having a baby. What will his name be? Can you guess his name?
Who knows? Maybe this is the last time we're going to play this baby name bingo. We've been doing it for months. Ben and his wife Sam are expecting any day now. It's going to be my godson. Very exciting. And yeah, if you can pick the name, you score yourself $1,000.
If a name comes to mind, 13 24 10. Couple of free phone lines still available. So if you got a name you want to say, now is the perfect chance.
Brooke in Lilydale. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Carter.
Carter.
Oh yeah, like Aaron Carter.
Yeah, yep.
Did you want to have a stab at the multi, Brooke, and see if you can pick Carter, 2 middle names and the date it's born? Because as we said, 50 grand.
We don't have
What do you mean
that.
2 middle names?
Or is it only going to be one middle name?
I don't think 2 middle names is normal.
That's very Catholic to have 2 middle names, which you only then sometimes get not halfway through life, but in childhood.
You have 2 middle names,
Yeah.
don't you?
I do.
That's so weird.
I do. Okay, well,
That to me, you just can't pin it down to one.
Guess what, Brooke? Your odds
Yeah?
just got a lot better. So now you only have to pick. You've already locked in Carter. We're going to need a middle name and a date.
I've also said the middle name on air before.
Well, if you can remember, I've forgotten it. So if you can remember, Brooke, your odds are even better. What do you think the middle name is going to be?
Look, I'm just going to take a random stab and
Yep.
say Lee.
Lee.
Standard.
Carter Lee. And
Yep.
what day is it going to be born?
Let's say Monday.
All right. Well,
Monday. So you're saying the 31st of July.
Yes.
All right, lock it in.
If a Carter Lee comes to the world, then you take the rest of the year off of work. Okay.
We don't have 50 grand.
That is, I would pay you off in increments of my own wage if you managed to just call the full name and date of birth.
13 24 10. If you want to have a guess of what my son's name is going to be. Vanessa in Roxford Park. Good morning. What's the name going to be?
I'm guessing Walter.
Ah,
Because-
like Walter White.
Walter. Why is that?
Because, well, it's a friend of a friend wanted to call their son Walter because then they could say, "Where's Wally?"
Oh,
yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
That's
A
cute.
little Walt Disney. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's one of those old world names where it feels like it's so old now that it's kind of becoming
Yes.
cool again.
But you do think meth. Like you think Walter White, don't you?
Because of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, you think
Yeah.
Heisenberg. So
Yeah.
it's sort of, you don't want to think
You
that.
could have a baby Heisenberg.
You don't want to think that when you're having a baby.
No. Isabella joins us now in Altona. Good morning. You're 12 years old. What do you think my son's name's going to be?
Jake.
Jack?
Jake.
Jace.
Jace.
Jake.
You can't have 3 names, Isabella. We know. I can see what you're trying to do here.
Sorry, Isabella. That's my fault. Say it one more time.
Jake.
Okay. Yeah,
Jake. Yeah, I've got a good friend called Jake.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yep, nickname Beefy.
I was
But
gonna say-
I literally was like, no, you don't. I'm like, oh, Beefy.
Yeah, Beefy, yeah.
I forgot Beefy's real name is Jake.
I reckon Jake was the world's most common name for about
Yeah,
10
Yeah,
years.
it
yeah.
was. It
Yeah.
was.
I went
yeah.
to school with like 5 Jakes.
Very cool name, though. You
Yeah.
can't be
Oh,
an
is it a-
uncool Jake.
Yeah, Jake's pretty cool. Jake sounds like you can skate. sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Or at least be, into downhill bike riding or something. I don't know. Marie and Clyde. What do you think Ben is going to call his baby? It's baby name Bingo.
Well, I did already register one. I registered Angus, but I
Oh,
think I
hang
might-
on. Are you telling me this is our
Double
first
dipping.
double register?
Gee whiz.
I don't know. I'm wanting to change maybe to Archie. I don't
Hang
know.
on, Marie. So you want to scrub Angus off and put Archie down?
Should I?
Oh,
Well, no,
I
see,
know.
Marie, I do remember vividly when you called and said Angus, and I think
it
Ben
seemed
was a
like
fan.
a good one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, but I'll leave it.
Okay, you leave it,
Good
Marie.
stuff, Marie. That sounds like a good idea. Last call here. Could be the last call we ever take for baby name Bingo. Lorraine in Rowville. My godson, Ben's son. His wife, Sam, heavily pregnant. It could come this week. What do you think it's going to be called?
Going for something unique, Oppenheimer.
You think maybe I'm just vibing it. I'm vibing the movie.
Little Oppie.
I'm
Little-
vibing the
That's what I'm
movie. You
thinking.
call him Oppie.
Oppenheimer.
Oppie's kind of cute.
Oppenheimer is very current. At least you'd always remember. Oppenheimer Barb. You could call him Barbenheimer. Barb Oppenheimer.
Good guess, Lorraine. That name is all yours. I got a dreaded email yesterday, as I'm sure a lot of people did around the country. On the radio at like 8:30, we were talking about in the States and the UK, they'd up the price of Spotify. And then yesterday at midday, I got an email from Spotify and it said the price of premium individual is changing from $11.99 a month to $12.99 a month. Thanks for being a fan of Premium, the Spotify team.
Not a fan anymore.
Like, I know, the banks are doing it, and they seem to just get free game. Like, they just do what they want. But Spotify, come on, I mean,
Isn't it crazy?
Do you need to?
I feel like such an old man. I remember when Spotify was $9 a month.
Oh yeah.
I remember it was $9.
But I also remember having to pay $2.99 for a song on iTunes.
Yeah.
But I do remember LimeWire, and goddamn, I had some fun with that.
It's incredible because $1, like going up $1 for each person is like, it's not like the interest rates where it's going up $500. Think about though, Spotify, how many members, how many premium members they've got. If they raise it by $1 each, that's millions.
It's crazy.
And I mean, I know you've been having some troubles with your Spotify at the moment, Belle. When you were on your holiday in New Zealand, you were there with your partner Luke's family. And what is it? It's your future brother-in-law, right? So it's like your partner's brother. He didn't have Spotify, so you logged in on his phone.
How old is he?
He's my age. He's 20. Oh, no, he's 30 now.
30.
Okay, he's 30.
Yeah, he's 30.
Yeah, you'd think you'd get your own Spotify when you're 30.
Well, yeah. So we're over in New Zealand and they couldn't sleep. And so he said,
they're 30.
We don't
They're
have...
not children.
We don't have premium. And so I said, if you need like, rain sounds and stuff, then... I logged into my Spotify on his phone, so
which is nice, but you use some of my streaming services and that sort of stuff. But the thing is, you're not using streaming services that you might use Netflix one night, Stan another night, or whatever. But like Spotify, I feel like everyone's using like every day. But this is legit because this morning, like Belle came in and we're like, "Are they still using your account?" And she was like, "Yeah." Look, and she showed us her phone. Legit. So what? They live in Adelaide, right?
They're in Adelaide, yeah.
And
so I opened my Spotify. It was 4:30 this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're doing 8 hours of rain
on your account, so you can't listen to anything on the way to work because they're at home listening to rainforest sounds.
I didn't want to interrupt. I don't want to
No,
interrupt.
you should. Well, they can just pay for premium themselves, or just cop the ads in the middle of their rainforest sounds. But it annoyed Ben and I a little bit this morning, so much so that we grabbed your phone and decided to mix up the rainforest sounds a little bit and put on some old school Limp Bizkit.
It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks.
Imagine waking up to that.
And how's this? How's the cheek? So that would have been about 4 a.m. for them in Adelaide. They would have just been getting some limp. And
You guys were loving it. You thought it was the funniest thing
They
ever.
changed it back. It must have woken them up. Because I suppose you do wake up and someone's life is on contract if you wake up to Limp Bizkit. And then they changed it back. So then we thought, no, you're getting Fred Durst. If you're not paying, you're getting more Fred Durst.
It's just one of those days.
And guess what?
Like a freight train.
Until they get off your Spotify, Belle, they're getting the back catalogue. Tomorrow, they're going to be waking up to a bit of chocolate starfish.
Stuck up. You just locked up. Next in line to get f***ed up.
We have got $5,000 to give away right now with our missing word.
The one thing I definitely want at my bucks is...
What does Liam want at his bucks? A pretty simple question. There's only one word missing from that sentence. If you can finish the sentence, you win $5,000.
We've had some great guesses so far, Liam.
Yeah.
People have, the first one was strippers.
Obviously.
Yes, we've had gum, snorkel.
Yes, yep. Because I'm feeling really generous this morning. I tried to up Baby Name Bingo just before to $50,000 if someone could do the multi. If someone gets it next, I will also throw in an invitation to my bucks. So
you don't need up things all the time. Like it's still a pretty good price.
It's
Like
still
$5,000's
$5,000.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, but like the offer's there if you want.
Are you
It should be a
worried-
pretty fun day.
Are you worried no one's going to turn up?
No, I think it's it'd be a good tight knit group.
Do you need
I
more
reckon.
friends?
Oh no, I think I'm all right in that area. I think that's probably my problem. I think I'm too friendly to too many
Do you
people.
know what you're doing for your bucks yet? Or is it one of those surprise bucks?
No. I mean, the fellas are actually coming to town today because I've got a suit fitting at the end of the week for the groomsmen. And
Are you paying for the suits?
No, my good friends at YSG Taylor's Richmond will be.
What? You're
sorting that out for me.
sponsored?
Sponsored athlete.
Whoa.
But,
Hang on.
Oh well.
Stop the bus.
How
Wait.
many suits are you getting?
Oh, we don't need to get into
Go
specifics.
on, no, we're in it now. Are you getting 4 suits?
There'll be 5 suits. Yeah.
5 suits?
What do you have to do in return?
Well, he's just done one of them. Say their name on air.
How many do you have to do? Do you have to do an Insta
Oh
post?
yeah, I'll be you keep across the Liam Stapleton socials, you'll be seeing a bit of
But
action on the story.
Insta
there.
post is easy for a wedding because, of course, you're going to post about the wedding anyway. So then all he's going to do is tag the tailor.
However,
so funny.
in the terms, there was a post outside the wedding, so they got me.
You do too.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You trying your suit on?
I don't know, guys. I'll work it out. It's probably not really. It's sort of besides the point here. It's besides the point.
No, because what we're doing right now is we're picking apart the bucks. So that means we could be giving away clues for the missing words.
Well, look, I will. I'll give a clue. I'll give a clue.
It has to be a YSG Taylor suit.
Yes.
The one thing I definitely want at my bucks is
everyone to be wearing YSG suits.
YSG. Remember the name. No. You can mix it. This is a big clue, okay? Listen up. You can mix it with spirits. That really scales it down.
Mix a suit with spirit.
You can mix it with spirits.
You can mix it with spirits.
All right.
If you can guess what my missing word is, $5,000, and for today only, an invitation to the bugs.
And you get a free suit.
One word. $5,000.
the one thing I definitely want at my bucks is
Ben, Liam and Belle's missing word.
I mean, maybe I'm connecting the dots here. I just heard an ad voiced by Liam. Maybe the one thing he wants is Taco Bell. Live Mars.
I don't know.
2 words.
Is it?
Yeah.
Kate in Warragul, you've called up. Do you think you know what the missing word is?
I hope so. Good morning, guys.
Right. Good morning. Good morning to you. Now, I have offered this morning that if you get it right, not only are you going to walk away with $5,000, but you're also going to get to come to my bucks. Do you fancy going on a bit of a tear with the fellas?
Well, I'm not sure. You might be a bit rowdy.
Well, this is a big offer because I mean, traditionally, bucks shows, it's the guys. My sister's coming. She's in the bridal party, but that was a bit hard to explain to Belle that only Ben's getting a call up. But
it's fine.
That's quite funny when you think about that. When you really,
you
see it written down.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it's different.
And
It's my
I know
sister.
your sister as well.
Yeah, but she's like one of the guys. She hangs out with the guys,
I can be one of the. I spend 3 hours with 1, 2,
Belle, don't
3,
be lame.
4, 5, 6 men every day.
Don't be loud. You're not coming. It's boys only.
I will dress up as a stripper.
You're not coming.
Can I be?
No. Liam said, I don't want strippers. And that's one of the guesses that we can strike off the list. Strippers, snorkel, gum, food, lollipop, beer. All those guesses have been said, so it's none of those things. We've given out clues this morning as well. Kate, let's find out. What's your guess? Can you finish this sentence?
the one thing I definitely want at my bucks is
Tonic.
Ooh, yeah, I did say you can mix it with spirits. I'm not a gin and tonic guy, though, unfortunately.
No.
I'm sorry, Kate. Yeah. No, it's wrong, so we can strike it from the record. So unfortunate, but thank you anyway for trying.
That is brand new music on Nova. Jane is who did the original song, and then it got a TikTok rework by Ian Asher. You are with Ben, Liam and Belle.
Yeah, Makeba. Good song, now. I like the
Is it
woman.
Makeba or is it Makeba? Makeba. Because the song says Makeba.
I like...
Great song regardless.
There's that woman who does the dances to it on TikTok in the bikinis.
There's a few. There's a few of those.
Yeah.
Just a few that
Type.
choose to. No, I'm not going to wear clothes for this video. I'm going to wear a bikini.
It's crazy.
I admire dance. I admire the art of the dance. I think, wow, that's a really good foot movement.
And that's the only reason that I follow those accounts. Is because I appreciate the art.
Yeah.
At least that's what they're telling our other halves anyway.
I've had the login to your Instagram account, well, now our Instagram account, for a few years now. And the recommended page is always a wild ride.
Yeah, I reckon whenever I go to the bathroom, if I'm in the toilet or whatever, I can always my wife's sandwich here is.
What are you watching in there? No, just doing some research on the new songs, new hit music for Nova, babe. So just,
and then I flick to the next video. My algorithm knows exactly what I'm looking for.
It's just dishing exactly what you want.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.